Hey, good afternoon and welcome to Team Success. We'll be covering McCord Engineering. And over the next few minutes, each of a member of our team will be looking into different sections that we will have covered throughout. Things we'll be covering through today, we'll be looking at the engineering history at McCord, the background of MEIx, which is the IS that we'll be covering in detail for this project. The benefits of MEIx, we'll have a visual walkthrough, some recommendations for the future, and then we'll have a quick wrap up. So thank you all for checking out this video. And Taylor, I'm going to bring it over to you for covering of the history.
Of course. With help from Paul Karkoska, the system software engineer at McCord Engineering Incorporated, we've learned that McCord Engineering was founded in 1985 by Jimmy McCord. Mr. McCord had the vision for what would become McCord Engineering Incorporated, MEI for short. The primary lines of business within the company and the power delivery market are substation design, transmission design, as well as distribution and underground electrical utility design. In addition to those services in 2017, MEI launched MEI Geospatial Services to perform aerial mapping and geographic information systems management for clients. In the first year of business, MEI had only 5 employees serving 10 clients. 39 years into the business, McCord Engineering has 3 offices in College Station, Denton, and Georgetown, Texas, serving 407 clients with only 70 employees. Currently, McCord Engineering holds the strongest market share of distribution engineering and mapping services throughout Texas, with a small share of their newest lines of business, transmission and substation engineering. With annual billables of nearly $10 million a year, MEI is a smaller firm compared to some international and national firms such as Black & Veatch, Stanley Consultants, and Burns & McDonnell, who generate more than $4 billion in sales in 2018. This is due largely to the firm's size and ability to handle more lines of business than power delivery. Now to speak is Sarah, who can speak more to MEI's background.
MEIx is a proprietary software that was developed at MEI to support various engineering processes. MEIx is a desktop application with individual modules to automate MEI engineering processes, quality control, and data acquisition. MEIx was developed on .NET to be compatible with Windows operating systems, so it works with existing machines. The software is stored locally on a company server, which pushes updates to a web database. Each of the 83 desktop computers on the company's network checks the timestamps of the latest software build and alerts the user to the update. MEI has developed their proprietary software in order to mitigate the risks presented in traditional engineering design processes and increase efficiency through automation. MEIx is an intelligent system that handles data aggregation, calculation, conversion, and formatting. Once engineers upload data files, it can be pre-sorted and easier to manage with the click of a button. This information is then verified and exported into pre-formatted templates in Microsoft Word or PDF, which again reduces the time spent to manually copy and paste data from one application to another. According to Paul Karkoska, MEIx thermal rating and clearance analysis module decreased the thermal rating and clearance analysis business process from 3 hours on average to less than 10 minutes. While no process improvement metrics were recorded for earlier modules, the time savings of MEIx software has always been dramatic and increases productivity as well. MEIx provides return on investment of development every time a module is used or a process is run. The information system allows MEI to generate reports quickly and accurately for clients with time-sensitive engineering needs or design initiatives. Next, Brent Gannon will discuss the operation of MEIx in more detail.
Hi, Brent Gannon. The existing processes for all the MEIx modules typically run very similar to each other. In particular, the example we will go through is the thermal rating and clearance analysis module. The process begins with the capture of field data through LiDAR acquisition, which is light intensity, direction, and ranging, shooting laser beams out and finding what's existing. That information is then placed in the third-party software, typically PLS CAD, where the survey data matches with the existing client-provided structured data and a 3-dimensional model of the existing power lines in the field are built. From there, the PLS CAD software is used to run clearance analysis reports based on project or client criteria. The results are incredible, but very verbose and cumbersome for engineers to manage. The data, the results from those reports are then sent to MEIx in a rich text format. Once uploaded, MEIx compares and aggregates that data, going through all the lines of information from the PLS CAD software. From there, all the pertinent data is put into easy to read and organized formats for the engineer so that they can quickly see all data in one place coherently. Once it's uploaded, MEIx uses unique keys and regex patterns and formulas to match the images grabbed from the PLS CAD third-party software and match it to the pertinent engineering data provided in the reports. Once an engineer has reviewed all the reports inside MEIx, they then can, with the click of a button, complete an entire custom formatted report per client or project. From that report in MEIx, they can choose what sections to include or not include and change any pertinent data that may have been affected through design changes. On this slide, you'll see what it looks like for a screen preview so that an engineer can quickly review what that report will look like with the important data, as well as what's adjacent to it, which are screen printouts of sample reports pre-formatted. Keep in mind that the MEIx IS system takes all of the verbose data and places it into the without needing human interaction other than the click of a button. Next, Derek will go through our future development.
Good afternoon, this is Derek DiGilarmo. So we're going to talk about some future suggestions for MEIx. For example, we want to build out MEIx into enterprise resource planning for the organization. Another future suggestion for the organization will be being able to enable web functionality for those staff that are not working from a particular MEI server. That way, you achieve greater productivity measures by being able to work with that web functionality while also being able to help what I would call a work environment feature for the organization. That is a win-win situation for the particular employee and with MEI as well. Our third future suggestion today would be for the application program interface creation. That way, it's enabling and automating the use of third-party software, such as PLS and CAD, for example. And last is, as a future suggestion, being able to license MEIx to sell within the organization. Now, this is probably one of our biggest suggestions as far as future potential goes, because that would also enable a couple of different areas for opportunity and growth, such as not only being able to build and possibly establish relationships within the organization, it also helps as far as building an additional revenue stream. So as far as our future suggestions, those are the following areas that we are going to go ahead and make that recommendation for them. Now, as far as opportunities go, and we turn that page from our future suggestions into opportunities, we have a couple here that we would like to discuss this afternoon as well. Those being in the form of artificial intelligence and machine learning automation. A couple of these would be being able to process what we call LiDAR information. And for those that, to help explain LiDAR, that LiDAR use is basically a surveying method where we go ahead and we use a laser to go ahead and target that particular object. And what we do is we measure that distance from where the laser is being pointed to back with the reflection of that light with a sensor. That allows us greater enhancements as far as measurements go, and not only being able to use LiDAR, but it also has another effect as far as UAV flight automation and optimization is concerned. Another area of opportunity for MEI would be growing that particular database of mitigation solutions and transferring it into design issues. Next would be able to grow our aggregated database to check for the engineer solutions for a more efficient or high performing historical solutions aspect. And last but not least, as far as our last opportunity goes, is being able to diversify what we have as far as existing relationships with our customer base and being able to go ahead and explore what other areas of opportunity that we can grow with that existing customer relationship model that we have, to being able to go ahead and grow our lines of revenue stream to help out with our organization. So today we've talked about future suggestions and where that stands and those particular opportunities that exist within MEI. And at this point, I'll go ahead and I'll shift over to my teammate, Mr. Jay Fowler.
Hey, so thanks, Derek, and thanks everybody for viewing our presentation. We're looking forward to the comments, the feedback, and yeah, thank you very much. Have a great afternoon.